Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Terror Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Well, hello, Scorpio moon. Are you ready? It's gonna be a scary movie. Yay, yay, yay! I think that worked. I was testing my thing. I can't scream. That's loud. Cause a ruckus. You can't just shake energies. That's why in horror movies, the quiet is the scary part, because you never know when something's gonna jump out at you. The vibes. Okay, we're already getting cards. We'll go in. The Hermit. Thank you. Thank you, because I wanted to tirade tell a tale. I wanted to tirade tell a tale about the Scorpio moon. I really did. So, thank you for this right here, because this is a good embodiment of the energy out there. The chaos, the decimation, the overwhelming toxic disgustingness of the overcrowded cityscape. And us, the Hermit, holding ourselves close in response to outer restrictions, blockages, things that are stopping us up, holding us up, trying to put us in our place, kind of thing. The best response is actually to apply your own restrictions. It's the hardest thing to do. If you have trouble having control over how much food is coming in and you are often going hungry as a person, what you want to do is every time that you get a little bit of food, you want to overindulge. And these are habits and practices that I've learned over the course of my life. But you end up overindulging because you're so hungry, you're starving. But actually, when you are in this perpetual situation of starving and having a little bit, the best thing you can actually do in that time is to fast. And that sounds crazy, and it sounds hard, and it sounds stupid, and like you don't want to do it, right? Like, I already don't have food enough, so you're telling me that when I actually get this food, I can't eat it? I have to not eat it? Yes. Yes, I am. Because applying your own restrictions and feeling resistance against yourself is a more condensed and isolated vibration. So it's not you pushing out against your external, it's you pushing up against yourself. And when you take yourself against the world, it feels like the world is on your shoulders, and it's overbearing, it's overwhelming, and that's why we want to overconsume when we get that little bit. We get a little bit up the hill and we want to just really tear off and keep going. But in truth, the magic is in the withdrawal and the self-discipline and restraint. And when you take your enemy and turn it from the world to you, and now it's you who's telling you, not right now. I can't have that thing right now because I know that it's good for me. Now you're fighting against yourself, and that is a much more fair fight. It's a much more even battle when you're fighting against you than when you're fighting against the whole world. You can't change an entire toxic city that is just overcrowded and overwhelmed with everything. You have to live in this world. You have to walk out there. But the importance of pulling yourself back and just fighting with yourself about it, rather than going up against the whole world, is going to make the journey so much easier. When you come up against resistance, apply resistance to yourself. Don't push back on their resistance. Don't push back on the cages and the traps that they are laying for us. Push back on yourself and create your own stability and your own inner strength so that you can stand alone. And these be the wise words, my children. These be the keys we hold in hand to unlock emotional abundance in a healthy regard. This is about learning our lessons, applying those boundaries so that when we have our abundance, we don't overconsume, we don't overindulge, we don't become that drunken King of Cups that fell out in the last read or whatever, 2 reads ago. We're not going to be that because we're resisting ourselves. It's not the world telling us we can't have this cup of water. It's me that's telling me that I can't have this cup of water right now. But I can have it when I'm ready. I'm just too thirsty to drink it. It's not going to do me any good to consume it all too fast. Weird amount of stuff had accumulated for us to get that message out there. And we were going to direct it. Because we're always the director in our own show. Stepping out of the other theaters, stepping out of the theater of the society that decided that we were this character and we would play this part. We're breaking away, and we're building and ready to build our new stage, our new presentation. Going in is coming out. Resisting yourself and learning how to work with the resistance within yourself is how you ease the resistance in your external world around you. Okay? Okay, kids? I'm not going to give you all. We're going to go in story mode. This is story mode. We can't know exactly where we're going or exactly what we're doing, because if we knew what was actually in front of us, we would be swinging those swords left and right. We should be terrified of what we're going into. I told you, it's a horror movie. We should be afraid of what's in the dark. But we can't be. We can't allow ourselves to be. We're not paying attention to the out there of the monsters in the dark, of the slashers. We're not, of the hunters. Yeah, the hunters and their traps. We aren't resisting them. We're resisting ourselves and our own forward momentum. So rather than paying attention to all of that, turning that focus in with that 2 of Swords and the blindfold under the light of the moon, we're just going to feel our way through this, and we're going to go with the flow, and remember that we're fighting against ourselves, not anybody else. Do that. King of Swords. Taking control of these swords, again, so we're not flailing at all of the terrifying things that are really there. They're not there. I'm not telling you that your problems don't exist. I'm telling you that it's easier to deal with them inside of yourself than deal with them externally. Oh, so there's a time to fight and a time to plan. Yes, the cyclical cycle of the life. We're in Pisces season now. Hey, what do you know? It's the last lap around. Are we writing all of it down? Take all of the notes that you can right now of all of the ideas and things and dreams that are coming to you at this point in time. Take them and write them down, because those are going to be the seeds of very useful things in the future. Our wise king knows this, and that's why he's here to tell us, to give us that confirmation. Because we're going places. I feel like Pisces season is gonna fly. I feel like it's going to be moving swiftly into that bright sunlight. It's gonna feel a little blinding after coming out of the dark. I do have that sensation of like when we finally take off our blindfold to see where we have arrived, it's gonna be so freaking bright. We might have to shield our eyes for a minute and adjust to the intense positive experience. I think I'm not the only person in the world who gets uncomfortable in positive experiences, right? In happy things. I just like unsettle for whatever reason. Yeah, no, it's very common. We just unsettle in those happy places sometimes, and it might even cause us to want to like run away because we don't understand. What do you mean good? Oh, I mean, like we have the positive attitude and the positive mentality and working through all of these things, absolutely. But at the same time, like, nothing actually shows up, though. Does it? Oh, no, it does. No, it does. We just had to stop resisting the resistance. Stop fighting back against the resistance. That was the key to... No, that was the garage door opener. That was the garage door opener. Oh. You can't get out of your garage with the door closed. Where do you keep the remote to get in and out of your garage? In your car. Inside your vessel is where the remote is to open the garage door so you can get out. Create your own resistance and fight against that. High Priestess. Do you want to keep going? Do we have more? I feel like we've just covered a whole lot. Like, where do you go from there? Where do you go from stepping out into the sunlight? Right? Right? The resistance? There it is. The resistance. I talked farther than the cards again. I do that. Are you sure about this, though? Are you sure about this? Yes. Protecting the plant. This next thing that we're growing, that seed, those seeds that we're picking out, planting, plotting, we're a little protective of it. I'm not going to let them get too much sunlight. I'm not going to let them burn out. It's kind of like a Viva los biodome. I'm like building a biodome. Not just a greenhouse, but an entire functioning system within itself, all bubbled and protected from the harshness of the weathers that are actually happening. It is actually negative 15 degrees today, without the wind chill. I should check Antarctica. I bet we're colder than Antarctica today. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Should we find out? Do you want to find out with me if it's colder here than it is in Antarctica? I'm genuinely curious. Let's do this together. Oh no, it's only -5 with 20-mile-per-hour winds. So it feels like -9. Oh no. Antarctica's still colder, I bet. Yeah, -38. We're fine. It's not that bad, guys. It's really not that bad. It could be Antarctica bad, but it's not. Look on the bright side. There you go. It just feels real cold, but it's not. Keep your biodome. And beware of the traps. Beware of the traps. Beware of... I don't want to say, like, don't trust every cry for help, because, you know, help people and try to do that more often. Try to care more in general about the world, but at the same time, beware of traps. Beware of those who are crying for help to get you to come back into their cages. They're trying to lure you into their darkened corners right now, because there is a lot of that in the Scorpio moon energy of just mine. No. Beware. Watch out. Like I said, the external, like, dangers, worries, troubles, problems, issues, whatever, they're not real. We just can't fight against them. We have to fight against ourselves. And we have to win against ourselves. And when we do that, the rest will sort itself out. You play the game, be alert, be aware of everything that's happening around us. Alright, oh, okay. What's up? The Emperor, 5 of Pentacles, Judgment, and then under Judgment, off an Empress and 6 of Wands. That went farther than I thought it would. That went a lot further than I thought it would. We're going to be saying that through this process. We are. Can I get you all of them? Because, like, I feel like they're all of significance. All at once. This one we're not going to put into story mode. Let's see the whole picture. What's between the Emperor and the Empress is the judgment of whether or not there's anything good between them or not. There's victory to be had. There are gains, there are wins, no matter how it plays out. There is a game being played. And it's all about your perspective. There can be a winner and a loser. There can be a 5 of Pentacles and a 6 of Wands. But it's really about how you see it. It's really about how you utilize what you have gained from either your win or your loss that keeps you playing the game. What's between you is your own ability to judge yourself and each other. Why are we fighting each other as external representations when we should be fighting ourselves? Oh, because that's the job of the Emperor and the Empress. Because we're supposed to create those scenarios and situations so that we can externalize in a controlled space and deal with the outside world. But that's it. That's within the home unit. That's within the home unit. So I feel like there are some people who are in this home unit, and there are some people who are not in this representation. And maybe you are, and you just don't understand how the things that you're fighting for and against are actually serving and building each other up. And when you go through these low moments in a relationship, sometimes, not all the time, again, there are real toxic nonsense traps and crazy things out there, but sometimes, in some situations, what you're actually doing with your partner What you're supposed to be doing with your partner is practice rounds so that when you resist outside, you fight with yourself, then you fight with your partner, and then you fight the world. Because that's how you get it done. You deal with your own masculine, feminine, and then you deal with the representation, your external representation, your reflection. And then you learn something and you take it out and you apply it. There are no winners or losers, even if it looks like there's winners and there's losers. It's all about your better judgment and how you utilize what you've been given. What do you do with the shit that you take? Do you eat it or do you shovel it out and make compost? Now it's feeding something that is going to feed you later, but it's going to go through a filtration, cleansing, clearing process before it gets to you. It's going to transmute before that shit gets back to you. Okay, can I hit this any harder? This is a good one. Having fun. No, I don't think I should overload your brains any more than this. Right? We're all talking the same thing. We're all talking turkey. We got this. We're doing good. Apply those restrictions to yourself. Fight with yourself. Find your external reflection. Bounce it off of them. And then you can bounce it off against the world and understand that any and all resistance that you experience is just a greater magnification of how you are relating and resisting against your own self. So whenever you feel overwhelmed by the things that are happening, resisting you in the external, take it back down. If it's too hard to fight that, fight you first. It's all a part of the process. I'm gonna get there, kids. We're going places and we're doing things, and I think we picked out some really good seeds this year. So it's gonna be exciting to see how we grow. Thank you. Have a fantastic moon.